Hey everybody, welcome to my Final Fantasy 13-2 Part 5 walkthrough of 100% completion. In the last part, we just got done beating Gormagog, the Rift Beast, and right now we're unlocking the Crystarium, and I want to dive a little bit into the Crystarium, what it is. It is how you advance your players in skills, abilities, and overall performance in the game is through your Crystarium, and right now we're on Serah, and her main ability is the Ravager, and she's basically your magical character. She can cast all sorts of magic spells, and that is her specialty. So we're gonna boost her up the most in her main ability, while paying attention to her secondary abilities like Commando and Sentinel at the moment. Null is your typical commando with an increase in strength, so we're going to level him up according to his roles, and commando and Sentinel, or excuse me, Ravager as his backup role. Sentinel, I'm just going to level you both up with one level apiece. The reason being is Sentinels are important, but they're not the most important part, so we can, for the moment, we can afford to not level them up and pay attention to them as much as possible. Now, when we start unlocking different roles, as in the Medic, Saboteur, and Synergist, we're going to be diving deeper into those roles and which character benefits the most from the level progression in that. So the next step for us is to find these three, I don't want to say artifacts because that's the wrong word, but key items in order to advance the story. We're going to be looking for Serah's knife, Snow the cat, and Serah's necklace. All these are really easy to find. Mog's going to help you out, and this also gives us a tutorial into what Mog does. He is basically your treasure seeker, and he's going to light up and make all these noises and go ahead of you when he does find these certain objects. So that's what we have right there. That's a primer for Moogle, Mog, and you can see him lighting up right there when we find Serah's knife. Excuse me, Lightning's knife. Good lord, what am I thinking? I was looking at Serah and trying to say lightning at the same time. Didn't work out.
What?
Is that the artifact?
This is Lightning's knife. I keep it in my room, but how did it get out here?
Let's check out a new girl, Andy.
Snow!
Hey, Randy. Hi, Andy. Tell us a little about yourself.
Well, Randy, you know about chocolate more than I do.
Excuse me? Did you just say no one loves chocolate as much as you?
I sure did, Randy.
That's your knife.
Have you seen my shop?
Nope, I'm busy eating chocolate.
Maybe we ought to compare a typical day in your life with a typical day in the life of me. Randy, would you see who likes chocolate the most?
She must be inside the Lightning's holding up cocoon.
All right, Andy.
Along
Let's
with
begin with Randy.
Wait, what are you talking
To
about?
start off my
She was
morning
right
with a
here a
generous
second
bowl
ago.
of chocolate chunks floating around in a glorious sea of chocolate milk.
Give us her blessing.
And Randy,
Not bad.
Sorry to interrupt the great cutscene here, but I just want to point on the fact that this is one of the bigger story parts of the game, is the fact that Serah can remember the events after the fall of Cocoon, but her other friends cannot, that were the main protagonists in Final Fantasy 13. This has to do with a hint, spoiler alert, the paradoxes that evolve throughout the game, and we're going to divulge and get into those a little bit later. But I just want to say that that's one of the bigger driving moments of the game. So might want to pay attention to that. But our next step, like I said, is to find the 3 artifacts, not artifacts, excuse me, but the 3 key items in New Bodom that are going to advance the story progression. And these are really easy to find. We found the first one being Lightning's Knife. It was kind of pointed out to you by the giant exclamation point in the middle of your screen. So that was kind of easy. The next 2 are just as easy, just a little bit longer to get through, and I'll show you guys how to get those right now.
Your memories are the truth. Lightning is alive. The question is, why are you the only one who remembers?
Oh, these live triggers are starting to become tedious.
Well,
You also have the option, if you don't want to do the live triggers, there are options to skip the cutscenes, which skips over the live triggers. The only reason I would do the live triggers is to get the reward at the end of the live trigger if you say the right thing. So that's the reason I'm only doing it. But we're going to touch on the Snow's cat first. That is the cat version of Snow, not the actual person. So Mog lights up right away, and we're going to go to this group of cats right here, and we're just going to hit the A button or the X button, and we're going to end up following this cat that takes off towards the little village that we have on the water here. Pretty straightforward. What you're going to do is you're going to find the cat, and then it's going to double back, and you're going to have to find it again. It's going to go into the dock. While we're doing that, you guys can just pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm going to be giving you guys way more detailed information on the story progression and the character progression as the game goes on. I'm going to be having a whole complete list of available strategies when it comes to leveling up and your Crystarium point usage. The reason being is how you level up your character and in what aspects before a major boss fight really influences the boss fight. If you decide to go for a general player progression, meaning you kind of touch on every single role and try to level them up at the same time, it's not necessarily going to work. Sometimes with a boss battle, you do need a role stronger than the others, being it Commando, Ravager, Synergist, Saboteur, or Medic. You're going to need a role that's going to be stronger than the others, and this is a key part in the strategy that has changed from Final Fantasy 13. Also, when it comes to player progression, you're going to also equip them with the correct accessories for the boss battle to make it easier. So if you're going to be fighting a boss that has a magic-based attack strategy, you're going to be wanting to increase your odds of winning by equipping yourself with magic enhancing equipment, meaning increased damage protection against lightning and all of the other elements depending on that boss. So that's another important part of the strategy. It's just, there's so much to cover, and I don't want to get you guys too overwhelmed in the beginning part. So what I think I'm going to do is, before each major boss battle, I'm going to kind of have a video where it explains what the strategy of the boss fight is going to be while I'm leveling up. And I think this gives you guys a chance to write down and kind of take notes on what the strategy of the boss fight is going to be while you're watching it, and kind of see me do something, so it's not too boring. I understand, if those videos don't get a lot of views, it's kind of tedious to just watch somebody CP horror the whole time, and so at least I'm going to be giving you guys some strategy into the boss fight itself, rather than just watching me fight random monsters and just CP whoring. So we just talked to the cat Snow, and we just went through the whole background of that, and Noel tells us that we're way off track. So the camera pans to those group of kids right there, and that's the next step, is to go find those group of kids and talk to the one with, I believe, the yellow shirt on. That's where we're headed to right now. Oh, as soon as we get over, yep, there he is. He's going to have a little icon above his head. And that's who we're going to talk to next.
Good morning. These are my students. I teach their classes.
A school teacher, huh?
Right. I'm so glad you're all safe. Yeah. Now, did everyone do their homework? I did mine because I just wasn't getting mad at me like the last time.
Seems like you'd be soft on kids, but you're pretty strict, huh?
When they do it, they say,
That bad?
man, most people like to mix that tuna fish with mayonnaise or mustard. I prefer chocolate.
No, I'm only strict because my teacher was strict. Lightning must have rubbed off on me.
My grandmother was a teacher, too. She taught me everything I know. She taught me about Grand Pulse and its history.
Another live trigger here. What I'm noticing is that a lot of the times it's the answer on the right or the answer on the left, which is going to give you the best possible outcome to get a perfect live trigger moment.
I was always her favorite.
I just chose the answer B just because I know what it is and because it seems to be a recurring theme with the answers B or X, or I believe it's circle and square.
Lifespans were longer during this age. If my grandmother were still alive, I could have learned so much more. I could have handled things better.
Alright, this is the next part right here. Mackie is going to be looking for the kid we just talked to in yellow, and he takes off towards the marshlands, I guess I'm going to call it, is the marshlands near the meteorite site that we kind of traversed at night while discovering the meteorite site. So all you have to do is follow him. Mog's going to keep a close tail on him. Pretty simple. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Same strategy as before. Don't go out of your way to fight opponents, but if one does pop up in front of you, like right here with these mud frogs, go ahead and fight them and get the extra CP while you can. Spicy in. Also, I want to warn you guys ahead of time, but the previous game type I had on this one, I had all 160 fragments. The 2 fragments that gave me the most trouble was the bestiary, where you had to collect all monsters and fight all monsters in the game, and the exploration fragment where you had to explore different worlds 100%. So if you guys do want to explore a world, make sure you do it 100%. You can view this on your map in your main menu by hitting Y or triangle. View the map that you're currently in, and you can see how much of the area you've already explored, and fight every monster possible, be it rare, uncommon, or just freaky. Fight everything you can. It's going to help you in the long run, so you don't have to double back and fight as many monsters. But back to the story progression here. We're just going to be following Mog and following the boy in the yellow vest, and we're going to follow him to this top point near the meteorite site, and we're going to go ahead and issue another live trigger moment. Pretty easy. I'm going to walk you through it here. Miss Farron, or Sarah as we're going to call her, is going to be talking to this boy. He stole something from Mackie. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to sweet talk him a little bit, and I'm going to say I'm not going to yell at him.
Why did you run away? I promise I won't get mad if you tell me.
No, you say you won't get mad at me, but...
Okay, so by hitting the X or the A button, it's going to initiate the next part, which is going to be the next step in trying to get him to sweet talk. So I'm going to ask him questions. Why did you run from
You
Mackie?
were running from Mackie, weren't you? Did you do something you...
I was watching him work on the robots, and then I saw it and...
And after this part, he's gonna increase his answer to what he says, and then it pretty much the easiest part is I don't want to yell at you. So you kind of got to treat this kid really nicely, I guess, is the main point. And he's going to own up to it and tell you that he stole something from Mackie. And this is going to be the third and final part of the quest, the little side quest that we have to get in the 3 key items from New Bodom.
This necklace, it belongs to you, doesn't it?
And then once we get the third item, this is going to initiate another cutscene in which Sarah and Snow's relationship gets kind of explained upon.
What was he doing with this anyway?
That belongs to Mackie, doesn't it?
No, it's mine. It's a reminder of a promise a good friend made.
What do you mean?
Sarah, I believe your sister's alive. She's out there somewhere.
Thank you, Slick.
I wasn't finished. I also asked 2 things to my tuna fish, like chocolate balls and chocolate donuts.
this for when I come back, it'll be with Lightning. There's no way she can say no to us getting
And that was the last time I saw snow. The memories I had of Lightning standing on a plane beneath Cocoon. He was the only one who believed. Believed them enough to do something. That's why I've been waiting here.
Damn, Noel got kind of all upset there for a second. I wonder what his beef is when it comes to heroes leaving and leaving people all by themselves. But that's going to issue another live trigger, and we're going to hit A on this one is I have faith in Snow, and this is going to progress the talk basically so you don't have to repeat anything. And Noel's going to tell you that heroes are never good unless they're around.
Don't you think I know that?
Sorry, I shouldn't have said
Okay, so we're coming to the close on part 5 here of the 100% guide walkthrough, and what I'm going to do right now is just level up our characters with the CP that we gained from our previous fights, and it's going to give us about a roll apiece or a level apiece, and I'm going to stick to the opposite effects of what I did the first time, being Serah with the commando and Noel with the commando as well, due to the fact that I know what's coming up ahead. But hopefully you guys are enjoying this so far. That was part 5. If you guys have any questions, don't forget to message me. But other than that, I hope you guys are enjoying.